I knew this was coming. There were warnings.
China has been lowering their interest rates repeatedly in the last 18 months. China has lowered its one-year lending rate to 5.1% recently. This means China is easing their financial policy even though their stock market is rallying already. Economic markers for the Chinese economy show clear deceleration. Oilprice.com reports that China had a near monopoly on rare earth element production in 2010 at 97%, but it has reduced to only 70% today. Silver is up about double percentage-wise compared to gold, with both climbing steadily at precisely the same rate from a week ago, with gold now over $12.20 per ounce and silver over $17.40. Platinum is up with palladium down. For the last 6 months, platinum has slumped 6.5% and palladium just 2.2%. Whereas both gold and silver were up for the same time frame. The US stock markets rallied Thursday, the Dow Jones closing just 36 points shy of a new all-time high, and the S&P 500 actually making a new closing high. The Nasdaq was within 1% of its all-time high, which occurred just 3 weeks ago anyway. This kind of action does not make sense with the fundamentals, like the approaching debt crisis in the US. Teetering on a default that would reverberate across the $3.6 trillion municipal bond market, the government is rushing to complete a restructuring deal before a $416 million payment coming due July 1st that could force a shutdown. To avoid this, they want to raise taxes instead of cutting spending. Puerto Rico has a debt load of around $72 billion, nearly 3/4 of their GDP. Over the last 5 years, the island of just 3.7 million people has closed 150 schools because of the crisis. The government warns it may have to close up to 600 of the remaining 1,500 schools by next year. Their population is actually down 8% in the last 15 years. Puerto Rico, being a territory of the United States, is just an example of the larger problem the U.S. government is facing. U.S. bond yields hit a 6-month high at over 3% for 30-year bonds. Wednesday, we reported that Greece took extraordinary measures to make their latest IMF payment. Now we look to June 5th and 12th for when the musical chairs game could come to an end. June 5th is also the next OPEC meeting. We expect no major cuts. Oil is now $60 a barrel for WTI and $67 for Brent crude. If there is a cut, we could see $65 to $70 oil. Without a cut, we may see $55 to $50 oil, as a production cut may be somewhat priced in at this point. In digital currency news, the Bitcoin Investment Trust is finally being traded on the OTC. The current price is $45 for a share of GBTC, which is supposed to represent 1/10 of a Bitcoin unit. This would price Bitcoin at nearly twice the current value. GBTC shares cannot be redeemed for real Bitcoin. The upcoming Winklevoss symbol coin, COIN, however, will be a redeemable Bitcoin ETF. Something interesting to note regarding the growth of the Bitcoin infrastructure is SoundCloud is now integrated with ChangeTip, meaning you can now send or receive Bitcoin with podcasters and artists on the SoundCloud platform now.